And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between AFC North rivals. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. All that and more coming up next.
Banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills, we're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Glad you could join us, everyone. Alongside Brock Hewitt up in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And this contest isn't quite the level matchup that typical good games are born from, partner. One side clearly favored over the other.
Yeah, well, you know where this comes from? A trap game. That's where this comes from.
Yeah.
In any sport, from the NFL to basketball to soccer, playing at home, we know this can be the great equalizer that gives the steepest underdogs a fighting chance, and you can feel it in the building today.
I was going to say, you can already hear this home crowd rallying in support of that upset. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, the timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Burrow's first play going to the air. Gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Play action now, Burrow. That throw finds Jamar Chase. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Third and 4 coming up now. Burrow from the gun. That's caught for the first. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Got his target. It's Higgins. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Third down, 1 yard to go. To throw again, it's Burrow. A quick slant, here's Gesicki. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. First and goal. Burrow out of the shotgun. This throw is caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They are throwing it again. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. Throwing is Burrow. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Butker knocks it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Deontay Hardy to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Motioning him from the slot right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3 and out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. He sends this away, and oh, this is gonna be a field flipper. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Bengals football. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. From the gun, a give to Brown. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Burrow back to throw. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
You know what I love about this? Never showing panic. When he leaves the pocket, look at his eyes. They continue to search downfield. They're never looking at the rush. They're finding the open man downfield before running out of real estate.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Burrow. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this is the first time he's been called on today. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Ravens will go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. First down, here's Lamar. Gets this one to Andrews. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, a run for Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Extra DB out there for the Bengals. Third down coming. Lamar now from the gun. Gets this to Bateman. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. His first punt went 50. This is away and looks even better. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. Man, it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2 halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here's Brown again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They've got first down from the 31. Burrow setting to throw. Higgins makes the catch. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 38. On target to his man Higgins. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Brown. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Now this is a beauty of a kick. It's headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, the football's loose. And now the Bengals have it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. 1 play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
So now here comes the Bengals on offense. They've got an early 3-0 lead as they take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. The throw is caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Brown on the inside give. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Back now, pressure on its way. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals grow their lead off the turnover. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals go up 10-zip here in the 1st. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Baltimore running its offense out now. And Brock, these guys are still searching. They are still searching for their first points, but beyond that, they don't even have a first down yet.
Not even 1?
No, they're still searching. I know. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
They're set up at the 35 now. Here's Henry on the option. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They bring their tight end left. 2nd and 6 now. Complete Derrick Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Play action now with Jackson. Henry on the catch. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Pistol snap to Jackson. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Lamar out of the pistol. Taken in by Likely. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They motion the tight end over. From the 24. He'll get this to Henry. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play.
You know, quarterbacks aren't always the one dishing out punishment, but when they take it and they deliver a frozen rope, when they deliver a ball right on target just like that, man, the respect factor grows 100-fold with your teammates.
Quick pass, right side, complete. And he gets this forward to the 19. So some time to maybe reconsider what to do on 4th down. That's the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 2-score game early. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. We'll see what they choose to do. It's 4th and real short inside the red zone. Running for it. Here's Henry. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Man in motion here. First down throw for Jackson. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Ravens start to fight back with their first points of this game. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock. And how about that effort then to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that help to finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one, the last line of defense. And in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop, because a broken tackle, well, it can mean a touchdown.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
On first down, here's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Sanusi Kane able to make that stop.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Burrow setting up the play action. He just throws this one away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Burrow from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That's good for 7 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On the ground, Brown. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third and just 2 to go. A give now to Brown. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. This one goes for 3 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 31-yard play, and it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Finds his man, Chase. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Slot man motioned over. Burrow out of the shotgun. This throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. To throw again, it's Burrow. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals make it a 9-point advantage. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals make it a 10-point ball game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 1. That's taken in by Henry. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, here's Lamar. Gets this to Bateman. And he's touched down about 5 yards shy of that first down marker.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Man in motion, out of the slot. Jackson yet again. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Short pass brought in. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Running back sent in motion. Now Jackson on 3rd down. To the left side, caught by Andrews. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Trying down the middle with Henry. He gets the first and more inside the 15. That'll be a 20-yard hit on fourth down, Brock, and it keeps this drive moving.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
8 yards to go as they get set on second and goal. Lamar back to throw. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
So now, here's third and goal. Lamar now from the gun. The back's got it. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki. Complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 34. Completed over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Higgins makes the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll throw it yet again. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's caught for the first. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st down from the red zone. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals make it a 9-point advantage. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals make it a 10-point ball game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens and this running back headed back out for a new series. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
And they send a man in motion. Out of the gun, Henry. Breaks through, and he might break away. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Running it after the penalty. Brushes him off with ease. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. That carry gets him 8, and there's another 8 to go now on 3rd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Jackson now on 3rd. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a 1st down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Henry running to the left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. It's the Ravens in trouble with 2nd and 15. Changing it up here, Jackson has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Throwing on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. We give to Henry on the inside handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The rookie from Michigan there that time.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. One of the tight ends motioning right. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Now Jackson. And he finds him in the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens make it a 1-score game before halftime. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can, and certainly was, effective.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Now, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands. Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. On first down, here's Burrow. Forced out to his right. He can run it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. We've hit halftime here in Cincinnati. The Bengals carrying a lead into the locker room. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. The Bengals got a strong performance in that first half by Joey B, their quarterback, Joe Burrow. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half, and he may just be getting started.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Return coming from the 6. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Raven offense headed out for this first series of the second half. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. First down, here's Lamar. Chased out to his right. He tucks it and takes off. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway. Ugh.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They send the tight end in motion left. First down throw for Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. This is ahead for about 5. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. from the 47. Henry on the catch. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 41. Lamar off the play fake. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Offense to the line for second down. They'll motion a tight end left. After the sack, another pass on second down. He's got Andrews. And they're going to bring him down at the 36.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Lamar now from the gun. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Bengals ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A run with Brown. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll run again with Brown. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Burrow from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
On now comes their punter. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Putting a receiver in motion. On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you could just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Jackson now, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. He's got it near midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Completed over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Burrow. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Burrow. Higgins makes the catch. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Pass caught along the sideline by Gesicki. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. This one from an even 40 yards out. Butker knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. First and 10 now from the 30. One of the tight ends in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Into the hands of Likely. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They put a receiver in motion here left. Play action. Here's Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 3 on that gain. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down for the offense.
Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They send Aguilar in motion left. From the 46. He finds Aguilar. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Aguilar, the receiver in motion right. From the gun, a run for Henry. And they had that one contained right at the line. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. Logan Wilson has it.
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
The home teams and T. Higgins back in possession here. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Brown. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Here's Brown again, and he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. And down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Those defenses spend all week trying to find that numbers advantage. How can I get a guy free? Or how do I get my best rusher in a one-on-one to beat him and get home and get that sack? That was study put into action for the SACK.
So out now comes the punter. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. The Ravens trotting out their offense. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Another run for Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, Jackson. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
They send a tight end in motion. Play action now with Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
And the Bengals bringing out a fifth DB. They're in the nickel, third down. From the gun, Jackson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our third quarter. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. They've got first down from the 31. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Andrews with the catch. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Henry on the option. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage. The run outside returns nothing. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
They put Flowers in motion right. Jackson now on 3rd. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That was simply a case of not enough time available to let that play develop. That throw was out so quick, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. First and 10 now from the 30. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
All right, here we go. Second down. Defense showing blitz. Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
He's got it to him yet again. That is cut. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Burrow from the gun. Nabbed along the sideline by Higgins. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down from the red zone. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied, knocked away, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. To throw again, it's Burrow. Catch is made in close. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson are ready to go again on offense. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. First down, here's Lamar. Gets this to Bateman. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Tight end motioning right. Lamar now from the gun. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No gain there, and that'll bring up fourth and a few.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a third and short stop.
The Ravens getting ready for the punt. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Bengals football. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Play action now. Burrow. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Brown on the inside give. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only 2 yards on the run, and they're left with 3rd and 11. Burrow out of the shotgun. Completes this one to Chase. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And this is the type of game that's going to get people talking when people look at the numbers that he's posted running with it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Small pass, big result. This dude is just a juggernaut with the football, and once he gets rolling, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher to stop him from playing add-on with those yards.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Here's Henry running left. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 41. Got a man. It's Gesicki. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Straight ahead. It's Brown. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Burrow. He's got a man left. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Now Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 28. On the move, headed right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
That's now a handful of sacks for the defense and a handful of bruises for the quarterback. Consider this, Kate. Truly elite defenses in this league, well, they average just over 3 sacks a game during an entire season. You put up 5 in a contest, you're playing like one of the league's best.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Burrow setting up the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. On 1st down, here's Burrow. Stays in the pocket, and he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing is Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Burrow back to throw. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
Read and react. Read and react. Read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Big moment coming up for Evan McPherson on this attempt. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Butker knocks it through, and that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. One of the tight ends motioning left. 1st down throw for Jackson. He's got Andrews. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Second and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Sending a tight end in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Taken in by Likely. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Lamar throwing again. He finds Aguilar. And he's taken down at the 30. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Out of the gun, Henry. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 22 on 2nd down. Has it down close. Touchdown, Baltimore. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Trying to get it to T. Higgins. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
That one falls incomplete, but our attention's still behind the line. He got cleaned after that throw and drew the instant flag. Man, there's no way around this, Brock. They had that offense exactly where they wanted them, and the penalty gives them a whole lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the late, great Dennis Green. He said it perfectly. We had him right where we wanted, and we let him off the hook.
Short pass brought in, and he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, man, they've had a heyday in the backfield.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. He'll throw it. That's complete to Gesicki outright. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first. The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. Their offense running back out now. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left. Here he is to throw. Bateman hauls it in. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Setting up to pass. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. They send him left out of the slot. And he's able to drive them forward into the red zone. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Back to throw. That's taken in by Henry. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Ravens call in on Justin Tucker for the field goal. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Clean breakup on that throw. So now they have 3rd and short.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Flush down now to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Starting from the 5. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. First throw of overtime now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
To throw again, it's Burrow. On target to his man Higgins. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
From the 30 on second down. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Third and a lone yard coming up. They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Play action now, Burrow. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals claim a 6-point lead. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Ball at the 33 for first down. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit. Great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's touched down after a nice pickup there to get the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Blitz coming, Lamar. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again following the sack. Connects with Bateman. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
All right, all set up now. First and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
First down from the red zone. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
All right, here we go. Second down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
Boy, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Forced out to his right. He's going to keep it this time. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's first and goal. Trying to run with Henry. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Once more, here's Henry. And he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Ravens cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. His 3rd total score of this game. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Tucker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens bring it back to even. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Motioning him from the slot right. On 1st down, here's Burrow. Higgins makes the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Going with Brown on the ground. And he's going to have this one down to the 43 on a good run. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Burrow from the gun. A quick slant. Here's Gesicki. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Now it's Brown. And he's able to keep it moving down to the 28. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Brown. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. A give now to Brown. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Give him 3 on the play. It's going to be 5 to go on 4th down. Big moment coming up for Evan McPherson on this attempt. Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. As they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. And now the entire game rests on his next kick. There's a 44-yard look from the right hash. The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
So in the jungle, the Bengals take the win. And they only needed a field goal to end it, as their guy connected on an absolute bomb through all the pressure to claim a heck of a win here in overtime. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.